Hi guys, this is my 2009 Mini Cooper base model, no turbo, and I was having trouble with one of the headlights. It's in low beam. It would come on sometimes and go back off and come on. So I was getting ready to go ahead and buy another bulb when I realized it's actually the connector that went bad. I'll show you what's going on with that. So I already pulled out the connector. So as you can see, the connector is burned out. There was a short going between the middle terminal to the low beam terminal. So I already pulled it out, took out the wires, and I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy to do. So basically, to get to your headlight bulb, you just snap off this back cover. There's a snap on top, and there's little grooves that this thing sits in on the bottom. Then you'll reach in there and grab your bulb, which is connected to the connector. And mine I already took out, and it basically looks like this. You grab the black portion of it here, and you rotate it counterclockwise about a quarter and eighth of a turn, and you'll be able to pull it straight out. When you pull it straight out, you'll have the connector attached to the back, and it's I think an H13 9008 type connector. So you just go and buy another connector, which I'm going to solder on and replace the bad one that I took off. So in here, to still be able to drive the car and not short out everything, I actually taped up the wires, shrink wrapped and tape them up. So I'll go ahead and undo those, and then get all my stuff ready to go ahead and put on the new connector, and I'll show you that. So here are the three connectors I was able to pull out my old connector. Before you do that, be sure to take a picture so you'll know which color goes to which according to the connector before you start soldering on your new connector. So that's one of the key things you want to do is remember is take a picture or make a note of which color wire goes into what location into your connector so you can make the same connections as before. So I got all my stuff ready here. I got my dielectric grease, which I'm going to put on there. I got my soldering iron. I got some wire snips. I got my replacement connector. I got some shrink tubing and my heat gun. And the only thing I'm missing here is my solder, which I'll grab and we'll get started. Okay, here's my diagram. Here's my new connector. This is the back side, like I took in a picture, and it shows. Actually, that's brown. I'm colorblind. It shows brown, green, black. So this is my car wiring. I have yellow, black, purple stripe. So to be able to make the same connection, I'll go from purple to black, black to green, and yellow to brown on the new connector. Okay, I prepped my connector. I put some shrink tubing, stripped the wires on both ends. I've used two size shrink tubing. I use one that just fits right over the insulation of the wire and one that's a little bit bigger. The key to that is, the tip to that is, in case if your solder joint is a little bit too big, too much solder, and you can't slip over the smaller one, you can still use the bigger one, and it doesn't hurt to have more insulation than needed. So I'm going to go ahead and solder this first one. I put some flux on the wiring to make the solder bond it better to the joint. Okay guys, here's the first one I did. It's soldered, shrink tubed, applied the heat gun on it, and made a nice seal on that wire and good connection. So I'm going to do the other two and finish the installation. Okay guys, here's the bulb installed, all soldered up, heat shrunk, tubing. I put the key in. Just wanted to test it before I wrap it up. So there it is. Oh, super bright. High beam. Off. High beam. Off. Low beam. Okay, it's good. I'll do some stuff to wrap it up and I'll show you what I do. Gotta take the bulb back out first. Okay, so what I have here is I have the dielectric grease, which I showed you earlier. I have a little piece of this left over from another job I did. It just makes the wiring all neat. I'll put that over the wiring and a couple tie wraps to just basically bundle this up nice and tight. So first I'll go ahead and do the tie wraps and the I don't know what it's called, housing, wiring shroud or protector. So I'll go ahead and put that on. Okay, I go ahead and put that piece on the wiring to hold the nice bundle nice and tight. I put a tie wrap down here and tie wrap up here, so the wire is actually much longer, so I have to tuck all that in. So basically the dielectric grease helps seal out dirt and yucky stuff. So I'm going to put it on the inside here, stay away from the metal contacts. I'm going to stick some on this cover that pops back in. I'll put around a bead coating around the gasket, and on the bulb, remember, don't touch the halogen part of the bulb. Put it on the gasket here to make a nice seal. That's all the places I'm going to put the dielectric grease on. Okay, I finished putting the dielectric grease on. I stuck it around the gasket on the bulb. I put some on the inside here. I didn't stuff any inside where the terminals are, the metal terminals. And I put some around the edges of that gasket. So I'll go ahead and snap the bulb in, install it, insert it, turn it clockwise a little bit. If you notice on the bulb, there are these things right here. 3 tabs. 1, 2, 3. This one is wider, so match it up into the card that the wider one goes in the wider slot, and then turn it clockwise. So bulbs in, insert it in. I tuck the wire in there, a little extra wire, but that's great. That'll make it easier to change. And put this on and just snap it on, and I'm ready to rock and roll and be able to see on the left side of the car. So thanks a lot for watching. Look for the next how to fix something on my 2009 Mini Cooper.